Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It is 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and here we are for another live stream concert from ACM in Chicago. I'm going to level with you. Have you ever had one of those days that just nothing goes right? This has just been. I used to think I was really tech savvy. I don't feel that way anymore. And just the last 2 hours has been absolutely educational. But I'm here now because I think it's silly to sort of let these things get under my skin. So I'm going to make an attempt to just go within. In particular, I made the mistake of running an update on my computer, and now none of my I have iCloud desktop turned on, and none of my files are pulling up. And so normally when I do these live streams, I have a PDF of the music in front of me. So I'm like, thank God I had it printed out, but no problem. Anyway, as I mentioned, I am broadcasting live from Access Contemporary Music in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. We have 4 locations throughout Chicago. We have roughly 300 private students, and all of us faculty are working professionals in the city. And our executive director, Seth Bosted, who is the one-time host at Relevant Tones, was his show on WFMT, but fortunately that project is not dead, so be on the lookout. But he is doing an online lecture series every Saturday, and this coming Saturday is all about nationalism and the way that a composer uses their national identity on their music. And it's only $10 to join. There's a link down in the description box. But you'll definitely want to check that out. I think this Saturday is the very last one. Speaking of which, as I mentioned, all of us are working professionals in the city. My colleague Josephine Young is doing an online recital on Facebook Live. You don't have to have a Facebook account to check this out. But and I apologize. I am going to update the description box with the information on this. I literally the last 2 hours have been interesting. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You know what? But anyway, as I mentioned, she's doing this recital on Saturday at, I believe it's 4 o'clock Central Time. It is 4 o'clock Central Time. And I have to tell you, there's one piece by Mauricio Arias called Arizona Mirage. That piece alone is absolutely worth the concert. I mean, there's so much more, but that piece is really, really something. Have a listen. As I mentioned, that recital is going to be at 4 o'clock Central Time on Saturday, and I will be updating the description box immediately after this stream is over. Anyway, enough of this. The piece that I'm going to play tonight is by a wonderful and absolutely smashing composer named Clarke, who hails from England. And I feel like I'm the last one to the party with this guy. He is a flutist as well, and you can tell. And I got to tell you something. Normally when you play music that has a lot of runs, has a lot of really technical stuff, if that composer doesn't play that instrument, you can just be like, well, if they knew what they were doing, they wouldn't do this. But the thing about Mr. Clarke is, nope, he knows exactly what he's doing. So if every time you come across this really thorny passage, you're just like, oh, I have to do this because he knows what he's doing. But the piece in question tonight is called Hypnosis. This is actually the first time I've ever performed one of his pieces, and this definitely will not be the last on this show. I have another one planned. It's a duet called Maya for 2 flutes and piano. But what I appreciate about this piece is it's improvisatory. It's actually based on a set of improvisations that he did. So in fact, he credits himself as the arranger of this, which I think is interesting. So convinced am I that you will enjoy this piece as much as I do. I will provide, I really encourage you to email Mr. Clarke and just tell him what you think of his music, because he's a pretty young guy. I think he's only, think he's early 50s. So as far as a composer, as far as his composition career, he's got so much more to say, and he's already said so much. He already has so many wonderful things available. So I'm really looking forward to digging more into his catalog. So anyway, that's really what I have to say. And as I say, with living composers, it's so important to reach out. When you really dig somebody and you really dig what they've written, it's really, really important that you reach out and say so, because a composer really has no control over where their music goes, and it's really interesting to see where it will land. But without further ado, oh my gosh, just a second. I have to start. There we go. I have a last minute solution. I'm just so irritated with myself. Oh, heck. Alrighty. Without further ado, this is Hypnosis by Mr. Oop. I'm going to do this first. Just a second. Pretend like I hadn't started my intro yet. I keep forgetting about this part. Ugh. All right. Without further ado, this is Hypnosis by Mr. Ian Clarke. That was. Oop. So, I've been. Every single live stream, I try and up my tech game a little bit. So, thank you for rolling with me and all of my crazy things that I'm doing. That was Hypnosis by Clarke. And as I mentioned, I think it's so important that if you really dig his work, it's really important. Send him a little email. Just tell him how much because yeah, okay, composers need to make money to live, but hearing from people and I mean, as a composer, hearing from people who've listened to your music and really enjoyed it, gosh, it's just like having the wind at your back. And as someone who enjoys music of someone who is living, that's, in lieu of sending them $1 million, telling them I love what you wrote. Gosh, it really is just kind of amazing, because you just really have no control over where your music goes. At any rate, if you enjoyed what you heard tonight, please consider subscribing. I really don't have any intention of monetizing this channel. Really, the subscription count. Okay, I'm going to level with you. In order to have a custom URL, in order to have instead of this stream of 1,200 hexadecimal characters, I need to have at least 100 subscribers. But please, 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 I really hate it when people feel pressured to subscribe. But please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, be sure to click the bell. In fact, if you want to subscribe, wait, which direction do I point? Do I point that? No, I point this way. Wait, this way. I point this way. Yes, there's a little flute logo in the corner. You can just click on that to subscribe. But you don't have to. It's fine. If you do subscribe, though, be sure to click the bell to get reminders. It'll let you know when I'm going live next. But as ever, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here every night. And I will be here again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Oh, and also, oh, God darn it. Never mind. I interrupted myself. Never mind. Tomorrow night, so I try and do a big masterwork on Saturday night. So tomorrow is a Handel flute sonata, but I will be playing, it's from the Baroque period, but I will be playing it at Baroque tuning, which is significantly lower than the modern tuning. So please come back, tune in for that. And where's the window? One of these days I will get better at this. Anyway, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. Thank you for letting me share this with you. This is a wonderful outlet for me, and you just bring me so much joy. So thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow night.